5 books every entrepreneur should read. You know, they say reading is fundamental, and it's true. If you want to stay ahead of the game, if you really want to, be successful, you got to have the right habits. And in order to have the right habits and the right brain patterns, you got to think right. It starts with your belief system, right? And in order to change your belief systems, you got to read. 5 books every entrepreneur should read, in my opinion, of course. First one, Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink. I really love that book, and I'm gonna tell you the reason why. I don't agree with everything in that book, but here is a principle that I think everybody needs to own. You have a superpower. We all have a superpower. We just don't recognize what that superpower is, and I'm gonna tell you what it is your brain is a problem-solving machine. Impossible is only the things that haven't been done yet. And what Extreme Ownership has taught me is when you take ownership of everything that you do, your brain figures out ways to solve the problems that you have. It figures out ways to not repeat your mistakes. And you literally become a superhuman because you go from having all these immense problems to having solutions to a bunch of problems. And that changed my life when I started taking extreme ownership for all my issues. I was able to take myself to the next level. So that's book number 1. Book number 2, Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. Now, this is an important book to me. Shout out to Hal, by the way. He was one of my old clients. But shout out to Hal. This book taught me, by the way, if you know his story, he's went through like hell and back. You should just really check his story out, Hal Elrod. But the Miracle Morning, it teaches you habits, morning habits, good morning habits. And the thing I realized is if you start your day out right, that will impact your entire day. Like if you start your day out in a good mood, you're able to tackle the day in a better position than you would if you didn't, right? So everything from waking up in the morning to drinking water, making sure that, you meditate, making sure that you take care of your hygiene, making sure that you make up your bed, making sure that you just get in the routine of doing some positive things that reinforce positive things. That really shapes your mind into being a more productive individual. And before you know it, you'll get more done by the afternoon than most people do the entire day. And that changes everything. So that's book number 2. Book number 3, Steal Like an Artist. And here's the reason why I say Steal Like an Artist. It's not one of the best books, but it's a book that shapes your thinking. And here's what I realized. There's nothing new under the sun. Oftentimes we think that we're coming up with something new, but somebody's already invented it. There's actually a saying that says, if you think you invented it, China already did. I don't know if you guys ever heard that before, but that's a joke, obviously. But what it helped me realize is that we take inspiration from other people, and that's okay to take inspiration from other people. What you want to do is you want to take the best things that work, things that are good, and apply them to your life. When you're creating art, the idea is not necessarily to invent something new, but to add on to help evolve humanity. Because that's all we're really doing, right? Helping to humanity evolve. We're really just standing on shoulders of giants. That's all we're doing. I didn't create any of these clothes, these styles, the way I talk, any of this stuff. I'm just taking what giants already built and then adding on to it. And so that helped me realize that instead of trying to rack my brain with coming up with new stuff, instead, just figure out ways on how to improve humanity. That's it. Book number 4, Think and Grow Rich. Now, I really enjoy this book because, first off, I think it's probably the number one entrepreneurial book of all time anyway. That's number one. But number two is it helped me really get in the mindset that I never really was in before. I never really thought independently as a businessman or entrepreneur. And this book helped me realize why I need to start relying on my own intuition, my own thought processes, and my own ability to take control of my life, and how important it is to take control of how I deal with my finances. And I think everyone needs to do that, even if you're not an entrepreneur. So that's number 4. It doesn't really need an introduction. I'm pretty sure most people have heard of that book. And number 5, religious texts. Probably the most undervalued principle in entrepreneurship is ethics and morals. And I think in order to be kind of like a holistic entrepreneur, you need to have proper ethics and morals and integrity. You need to understand that we are a small cog in a big wheel, that we are not greater than the sum total of all things, that we are small and we're just playing a tiny part in the grand scale of things. And understand that we are in this together. And religious texts help to keep you grounded, helps you to keep you focused on the fact that we're all the same, whether it was 5,000 years ago or now. We're the same. We all still have the same desires, still the same wants. And it just keeps me grounded. And I encourage that for everyone else. So, top 5 books for entrepreneurs. I definitely encourage you to go read them and comment below your own list.